Hey everybody, we're going to be practicing some color theory with some colored pencil work in the following worksheets that you were handed out. Worksheet 1, I already started up a little bit, but I did on the first section called shading. I'm taking one color and going from a darker version to a lighter version. So pick any color you want and do a light coat throughout the whole rectangle. A light consistent coat. Here I'll be using a blue. Then what you want to do is if you haven't get any heavy spots in any areas, you can actually lightly erase and pull away some of your color pencil work. It's a nice thing. From the dark side, you want to put a little bit more pressure. Take your time and start to soften and fade that out as you go around the medium toned area. And let yourself completely lose the pressure off the pencil when you get into the light area to fade it. Do this a few times to build up your layers and build up your intensity of color so you can drive it across. I'll do it I think I'm going to do it one more time here. Now I can consistently just keep building and building until I get a very smooth fade. That's what we're looking for. Now we're going to take a color that's opposite blue, which is a warm color like orange, and we're going to put that in the darkest area, and then we're going to fade it out very quickly. So I'm going to start in the darkest area, and then I'm going to soften it out by the time I get to the medium area. I'm going to do a couple layers of that. And the one good burnishing trick here, it's called in colored pencils, I'm going to go back to the blue I was using, sandwich over that orange I applied, and that'll help the wax push together and let the colors blend. You'll get a very nice natural dark blue there, as opposed to adding black or anything. So in the blending area, we're going to take two or more colors and we're going to blend them together so you can identify the colors by themselves, but also what happens when they interact with others. So here I'm taking a yellow and green, and you probably know what can diagnose what's going to happen when yellow and green mix, but I'm going to let them overlap. I'm doing a fade. Then I'm going to come back with the yellow here and push it all over that green. You'll get some nice lime greens happening there. Just for structure, I'm going to kind of soften the edges, try to get a nice smooth transition. Again, here, use any two colors you want. Do it a few times with different colors. And then put some of that practice blending to practice by coloring in this illustration of this eye and maybe some surrounding skin tone if you'd like. I'm not really worried if you do natural, realistic colors. I'm just looking for you to fill an illustration, have some fun with layering, and creating something more dynamic than just a simple fill of color. Feel free to look at like a picture of an eye while you're doing this to help you see where shading goes. So the practice's whole worksheet is learning how colors affect one another. The biggest tip is using colors such as warm colors to darken cool colors and vice versa. Another good tip is if you want to kind of get a nice polished finished look after you do a few layers, take a white color pencil and it will burnish, or like the wax in it will fuse colors together to give a more polished finish. I'm using some basic colors here to kind of build this up. Just understanding how pressure of the pencil helps to create different results of color tones is very important. So fill out this worksheet. As we go into worksheet 2, we're going to really get into some color theory here. We're going to work on how color schemes work. So in these circles, I have labels underneath them. It's instructing you what to do. So warm colors are oranges, yellows, and reds. I want to create these like globe-like or marble-like transitions of colors. So I'm going to put a base of yellow for mine here. It's the lightest color. I'm going to kind of work it throughout. Do a couple layers of it. Now I'm going to introduce orange. And I'm going to think about like something that's rounded like a sphere, And I'm going to fade the orange from left to right towards more of the center right of the circle here. So I'm going from more intense to a softer orange. Again, doing color blends and color fades. I don't want to completely lose that yellow. And layering and intensifying. This helps me gain control of color and also see the different colors I can create. So I don't care if you've done this more than a few times in your life, do it again. You have to get better at it. You have to really convince yourself that you understand how color works. I'm stepping up to the red now. I'm doing the same thing I did with the orange, overlaying there. And I'll come back with the yellow. I'm going to go over everything with the yellow to bring everything together. Create some nice rich results there. So there's my warm color piece. I'm going to go into the cool colors, which are purples, greens, and blues. I'm going to speed up the video here because it's similar to the last section I just did with the warm colors. Create some beautiful marine-like colors there with the blues and the greens. And the purples add some really depth of like a midnight sky type color there. You're going to mix 4 colors with red. So here I'm going to put a base of red. I'm going to go all the way around this, do a nice medium intensity with the red. Move the paper around like I do to get comfortable with your angles. Don't always just stay in one direction. Move around to get the fill you want. I'm going to break this into 4 sections, basically 4 quadrants. That's what I'm doing for myself here. I'm going to put a P for purple. I'm going to use orange. Again, you can use any 4 colors you want. These are the 4 colors I'm using. So I'm going to see how orange reacts with red here in this quadrant. Purple, green, and blue. Then one final step I'll do is I'm going to take the red and I'm going to sandwich over all of them with the red. Mix 4 colors with blue. Mix 4 colors with orange. I'm only going to do one section of the blue because it's a repeat of when I did the red, so I'm not going to spend all this time in the video having me walk you through this. But that's how green and blue would react together. I'm sorry, orange, green, purple. I put all those colors and mixed them into the blue. 4 different colors and I mixed into that blue to create that dark mossy green color. So see what happens when 4 colors actually overlap a color too. Here I'm working monochromatic, so I'm just using this purple, fading from more intense to less intense. Again, you're going to want to do a full fill in those circles. Again, this is for testing. Here's some hatching with purple, and I'm going to take its complement. I think I put 2 primary colors. Actually, that's blue. I'm sorry. It might look like purple, but it's blue. I'm using blue and yellow. Kind of hatching, let those lines together, letting them like overlay. Again, it's about getting kind of stroke texture. Here's kind of interesting. I'm going to layer blue and red, even though I mistyped that on the worksheet. Sorry about that. Create a deep purple color, almost like a plum. So really intense layers of the blue and the red. And then I'm going to add yellow into it. And you're going to see it gets really dark, almost like it's almost going to be like a black in the end. This is really nice for very dark areas of a drawing, where just putting black down can look quite flat and uninteresting in the end. Having variety of colors in dark areas creates some nice intensity. We're going to take 2 complementary colors. So I'm going to use orange and blue on the outer edges for mine. And in the middle, I'm going to mix the 2 colors. So I'll put a layer of blue, a layer of orange. Get this kind of brownish grayish color. And again, I'm going to sandwich them a few times together. I'm actually going to take a white color pencil and burnish or smoothen out the textures there. So there you go. Those are 2 worksheets. I didn't completely finish mine. I want you guys to completely finish yours. This will help you a ton as you move forward with color theory and making good color choices. Best of luck.